Let's talk about higher beings, higher self signs. How do you read them? I'm going to share something with you. Oh my gosh, this is going to make so much sense. This is what I'm teaching, and I'm going to give this to you today. I'm teaching my advanced manifesting students. It's just one small topic. And I'm going to share it with you today because this is going to make so much sense and allow you to read signs from the higher beings, the higher realms, from your higher self, and get out of the way here to receive those signs in the way they're meant to be received. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Signs. Where do they come from? Ooh-wee, you're going to love this. I'm going to tell you right now what signs are. I'm going to tell you how to ask for them. And then the third thing I'm going to tell you in this video is how to read them. What are signs? Signs are a reflection of everything that you are thinking, feeling, and asking with all of your directives, beliefs, everything that you do. That is what is going on out here, all right? Signs are a reflection of everything in your life. So most of us want signs. I want signs. Give me a sign. So then your directive is to get a sign, and you will get those signs. And of course, I'm going to talk about how to read them. And if you don't get these two in check, the third one is not going to make sense at all for you, and you're going to wonder why you're getting certain signs. So, number one, signs are 100% you all the time. You are the higher self. Higher beings, higher realms, we can access them all the time. How? Because everything is a creation of the one in every form. There are higher beings protecting us, guiding us, so we can access them. We are the higher self. We are the power of the universe, and we are the human being that created it. We're everything, and we are the matrix. We created the matrix, and we're changing it at every moment. It's not a program put in place and you went into it. It's a program we create. And so the matrix changes, so the game changes when we master it. Super Nintendo players and Pac-Man players came here to help out, right? We have the light workers that come to help out to try and, up the game. Bing, 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 let's get up. That's what we're doing. So we are changing the matrix through our frequency, and that's why light workers have come here. So how does that work? Well, upping the game means that the game changed. That means that everything's changing through our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. And so everything out there that is connected, it's all connected to you. It's not that is connected. Everything out there is connected to you, is a reflection of you and where you are. This is how people predict the future. The future isn't in stone. It's what they saw at the moment. So if we change our beliefs or directives or actions, the future changes too. So this is why I said watch that, I need to know the future and tell me my future. People are constantly doing that. I'm saying you're in control of it. You want to know your future? Decide what it is and make it happen. And so other people, you can't control other people's actions. They have free will. So you can sit here and change yours all you want, but you still don't have control over them. You can influence them. But you're connected to everything. So the signs are you giving you what you're thinking and feeling and the directives to what you desire to do next. Because, we're in a human body, and so we're not always aware of our higher thoughts and feelings. But we have to purposely focus on that, and we can get those directives. So the signs that you see are, just like the future, a reflection of what you're feeling and thinking and believing. Yeah? You like this? Because you can change it. That's the beauty of it. The second thing is, how do we ask for signs? All right, so now, I want you to be so careful with this. I mean, this is so critical. In Activate Your Magic, we go through, and this is how people become so powerful in manifesting. If you really want to learn this stuff, this is the key to it. I don't teach you how to just go out and manifest stuff. We set up foundations, because if you go into this space, this quantum field, with negative thoughts, beliefs, and doubts, anger, anything, you will manifest on that level. And you can manifest all day. You can do all kinds of stuff, but you're going to be manifesting from that space. And you may not even realize it because your ego might be in play. So we don't even know what we don't know what we don't know. So if you don't go into a space of letting go and peace, love, compassion, acceptance, and receiving the learnings that come to us, if you don't go into that space and you go and you ask for signs, here's what's going to happen in phase 3. You're going to receive signs based on where you are, based on what you're putting out here, because that's where you're going. So you can say, no, I'm here and I want to go over here. I'm going to ask for the signs on how to go over here. But you're still interacting with the quantum field in this realm, okay? So it's only giving you what you're thinking. It's not separate. It's you giving you what you're thinking. So how do you read signs? If you don't get that in check, if you don't go into a space of peace, acceptance, letting go, and say, okay, oh, these things are happening in my life. I have to go into this space. I'm going to ask for signs, but when I do this, I have to be okay with where it takes me, because I desire. So when you don't desire to be where you are, you say, okay, I'm going to release this, and I'm going to go into a space of surrender. All right? Then you go into surrender and you say, okay, I'm going to ask for signs. So now you go and ask for signs, not as a, I want this and I want to make this happen and I don't love myself and I hate this, or, so, right? You're creating. You go into, okay, I got to let go. And this is where miracles happen when people let go. They completely go to the, the dark night of the soul. That's when they're done. The ego dies, at least for a while. And so they go into the space and they let go, and wonderful things show up and they're okay with it. They're no longer saying, I'm in pain, I don't want this, I want this. So when you let go, you can go in, you ask for the signs, and you go in, you can ask higher beings. I go to those who have wisdom and have my best interests in mind, who are going to guide me to the highest, best possible choice. I accept what that is. Please show me the signs of the direction that I should go in next to achieve the goals that I desire. Not that you should go in that they think you should, because they won't do that. No one, no entity, no higher being will ever do that. We have free will. You're here to make your own choices. Nothing's ever going to do that for you. It stinks, doesn't it? Be great if they just did everything for us. So, so now you're doing it. I desire to let go of this negative relationship. I desire to stop struggling with money. I desire to stop, self-sabotaging myself. I desire to go into that space of joy and happiness, that person I used to be 20 years ago, and I'm not anymore. I want to be, a loving spouse. I desire to be healthy. I'm ready to let all of that go. I'm calling on my higher beings and my higher self to now take me to that. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. And now you're the directive of that. So now you've opened up this space to ask for the higher self. You're going, okay, yeah, all right. You're not asking us to do anything. You're asking us to show you what you can do and desire to do. So then you ask for this and you don't place any requirements. Well, I have, and I've gotten them, and it's a little freaky. I'll give you a story here after I do phase 3. I'll give you a story of mine that'll freak you out. Phase 3, how do you read the signs? If you don't get that in check, if you don't let go of everything, and you accept it and you go, okay, I didn't really want to move to Florida, but it looks like everything's pointing in that direction. I'm going with it. Wow, turns out that this is amazing, choice. So I let go and I went with this, right? I be careful what you ask for. So if you are clouded with negativity and ego controlling everything, you're going to read the signs in a way that could be very negative. Now, I just gave this is part of my training. I gave one example. You know, money. Let's say you desire money. I just went for a run, so I'm all sweaty right now. I'm running and I see, okay, let's say I would ask for a sign. What's a sign of, you know, not am I going to get money? Am I going to get money? Of course you can have money. You can have anything, right? Am I going to get money? That's you saying I'm not doing it, right? So if you're going to ask for things or read signs, you can't say, oh, are you going to get, can I? No. All right, what direction should I go in? You know, should I stay here to earn money? Should I, you know, keep my own business? Should I go work for somebody? Whatever it is. So I'm on my jog this morning, and all lined up, which is why I shot this video, is green parrots all the way down, and they are loud and they're screaming. Now, if I had been asking for signs of, you know, for money, I would say, oh my gosh, parrots are green and they're screaming at me. Yes, and there's lots of them. So lots of money. That's my sign interpretation. What if I was in a negative frame of mind and I already had it in my head that I'm not abundant, I can never make money. Oh, they're screaming at me. There's parrots screaming. They're telling me to leave. No, it's not going to happen. And this is what we do all day long. So if your ego is in check, you're going to interpret signs in the worst possible way. You're going to see it, and you're going to make it fit for what you want. So don't bother asking. The only way you can get a clear sign is when you let go and open up to the higher self, to the higher beings. You accept it. You desire something. You are the directive. You're not asking them to do it for you. And that you're asking which path to take to go to the directive that you choose, and then they will take you there. Then when the signs show up, you go, oh, a phone call or a job offer or new sales or an opportunity to move or whatever it is. Then it shows up and you don't judge it, right? Because you didn't pre-direct it in a way that the ego had. Don't even bother. Like I said, you're doing it on this level. If you want to hit that higher being, directive, directions, and signs, you've got to let go of the ego, give the directive of what you desire, right? That's just you wanting certain things in the material world as the human, and let go of how that happens, when it happens, and let go of the fact that you may not get what your ego wanted. You know, you may have to move to Florida. You may have to say, if I'm going to open my directives up here on where I'm supposed to be, I have to be open to what the signs show me. And if the signs show me a place that I never imagined possible, I have to be open to that and say yes, or else you miss that opportunity because you don't know where it's going to take you. It knows more than you because you as the human being ego can't possibly have that information. You can't. You can tap into it because you are it. So there's a lot of training that I go through where you can actually understand it and get it and go into that space all the time. But the ego gets in the way so many times. It wants what it wants, how it wants, when it wants. And when you let go of that, you will get the signs, they'll be clear, and you'll see them exactly the way you should in order to get to where you need to be, and you're going to go ahead and do it without the ego trying to control that. Does this make sense? So be careful. You ask for those signs, you got to let go of everything. And then when they show up, you've got to, you may not know, like squawking green parrots, what does that mean? I don't know, but it looks like money, and it looks like a lot of money, and it looks like it's loud, and it's screaming, and it's happy parrots. So you could see it that way if you wanted to, and then you can wait and say, okay, other signs will show up, and then something else shows up, you know, and whatever it is, you've got to be open to it, and don't try to, you know, this is what it means, or what does it mean, or let it go. You'll know what it means. It's going to keep showing up. When I moved to Florida, I had no intention of moving to Florida. I mean, it was actually one of the last states I said I'd ever moved to. And a friend said, come on down. I'm like, ugh, it's hot down there. I went down, and then everything kept aligning, and I said, I don't know where I'm supposed to be right now. It was during COVID. I said, you know what, I know that I need to move from here. It just didn't make sense for me to be where I was, and I knew that there was just someplace I needed to be that was going to suit my lifestyle better. And I'd never been down here. I'd never been in this place. In fact, I had never stepped foot on this island, ever. I did it over the internet and went, and it's one of the best things I ever did. And what if it isn't? I'm a better person for it. I tried something. I'm expansive. I didn't call the shots. My ego didn't try to control everything. So how do you know? Okay, I've got a whole course that'll teach all this stuff. But I hope this was helpful for you, because signs are a reflection of what you're thinking, feeling, what you're directing. Second one, ask for signs, step aside, don't control it. Signs have to come from what you desire, not what you want them to do for you. Third one, how do you interpret the signs? Make sure you have everything cleared out here, because those signs are going to be a reflection of what you're putting out there. It's not separate from you. It's not like, oh, a sign's going to show up, and oh, I'm over here, and, you know, and this is over here going, yes. No. You're going to interpret it according to where your frequency is. Be careful with that. You can get all kinds of signs all day. It's happening every moment, because you are that out there. I hope this was clear. So I'm going to give you my little story real quick. My dad died, and I was in control of his estate. I came from Michigan after he died back down to Atlanta, and I had to handle a lot of banking information. My dad used to call me a specific nickname. And so before I went to the bank, I said, Dad, I want you to give me a sign, and it has to be specific. I want to hear or see my nickname, which was Missy. Missy. And I said, I want to hear it today. I want to hear that name to know that you're with me. I went to the bank, and it took 2 hours for us to sort through all of this stuff. And there was a lovely black gentleman who was one of the managers of the bank working with me. All right, so he sits down after a couple hours, and he places his hand on the table, leans over, and he said, you have your plate full, Missy. You can be very specific. It can happen. My dad did that a few times. Now that's me working with my dad, not my own higher self, because, you know, my higher self, the ego can get in the way. That was me just talking to my dad. I'm sorry, but a young black manager in a bank doesn't talk like that. Call me Missy, not ma'am. Yeah, he did, and I thought, thanks, Dad. So, yeah, you can ask for specific signs, but if you're looking for directives and direction, leave it open. Leave it open. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in my course, Activate Your Magic, in my email list, you can sign up for here, and you'll see it come over. You'll get a free 1-hour manifesting master class. I give you all kinds of cool free stuff. And of course, you can come over and take one of my courses. You can have a discovery call with me, and I teach you advanced manifesting and break through fear. If you are not, if you're struggling in your life, we got to break through fear, and it takes training. Don't be afraid of that. I hope that you'll subscribe. And of course, I always show you that I took internet training 8 years ago and learned how to get out of the financial industry. I was an investment banker for 20-some years, and I had signs. And I said, you know what? I got to get out of this. I didn't know what I was going to go to, but these trainings showed up, and I took them, and I created my own online courses and a YouTube channel, and look at where I am today. So what are the signs for you? Don't be afraid to just go and try. And there's no such thing as failure. It's always taking you to something better and higher. I promise you that. All right. So hope to see you over here. I also have all kinds of other cool stuff. Owning your own retreats, properties, even if you don't have money. Oh my gosh, I'm collaborating with all kinds of people to give you the tools to manifest anything. You ready to do that? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.